Close your eyes gently. Feel your breath moving like waves on a shore. Tonight's story is about a woman who learned to trust her own knowing, even when the world told her she was wrong. The Healer's Voice. In a city where ancient temples stood beside modern hospitals, there lived a young woman named Priya. She had deep brown skin, thick dark hair, and hands that seemed to know things before her mind did. Priya was studying to be a doctor, her family's greatest pride. But something felt incomplete. She noticed things textbooks didn't mention. She could sense when patients were in pain before they spoke. She felt drawn to hold their hands, to ask deeper questions. And when she did, they healed faster. But her professor said, "That's not medicine, Miss Priya. That's superstition. Stick to the science." One evening, exhausted from being reprimanded for spending too much time with patients, Priya came home in tears. Her grandmother, Amma, led her to a wooden chest filled with dried herbs, oils, and worn notebooks. "I was a healer before I married," Amma said. "I knew plants. I knew bodies. I knew how to listen to what people weren't saying. But your grandfather made me stop. He said it wasn't respectable." Her eyes grew distant. "Don't make my mistake, child. Don't put away your knowing just because it doesn't fit their boxes." At the hospital, Priya was caught between two worlds. Her medical knowledge told her one thing, her intuition another. She began researching integrative medicine, mind-body connection, traditional healing. She discovered that many of Amma's practices had scientific backing. They just weren't taught in medical school. But her colleagues called her naive. Her father worried. "You're so close to finishing. Don't get distracted by old wives' tales. You have to choose. Either you're a serious physician, or you're playing with herbs like some village woman." Priya wondered, why not both? The turning point came with Mrs. Sharma, a terminal cancer patient. Beyond physical pain, she was terrified, sleepless, estranged from her daughter. Priya spent lunch breaks with her, just sitting, listening. She brought lavender oil for anxiety. She encouraged reconciliation. Mrs. Sharma's pain decreased. She slept. She called her daughter. When she passed, it was peaceful. That night, Priya decided she would become a different kind of doctor. One who integrated science and intuition, modern and ancient, textbook and heart. Even if she had to create that path herself. When Priya proposed her thesis on integrative pain management, her advisor was skeptical. "This is a medical school, not a spa. There's research supporting these approaches," Priya said. "I'm not abandoning conventional medicine. I'm expanding it. And who'll take you seriously? A young woman promoting pseudoscience." Priya's hands shook, but she stood firm. "I'm not asking for approval. I'm informing you of my direction. If this institution won't support it, I'll find one that will." After a long silence, he said, "Submit your proposal." Priya threw herself into research, interviewing traditional healers, studying mind-body medicine, volunteering at community clinics. Patients who'd suffered for years started improving, not through magic, but through being treated as whole human beings. She taught interested medical students. A small group formed, sharing knowledge that would never appear on exams. But there was pushback. Some doctors called her dangerous. Some said she was too emotional for medicine. An uncle said, "You're making us look backward and unscientific." "I'm not going backward," Priya said quietly. "I'm going deeper." In her final year, a patient with chronic pain came to the clinic. Priya realized the pain had started after unprocessed trauma. She developed a treatment plan combining conventional pain management with trauma therapy and somatic practices. The patient improved. Priya was invited to present at a medical conference. But the night before, she was paralyzed with doubt. "I can't do this," she whispered to Amma. "I'm not enough." Amma took her face in weathered hands. "The world will always tell women like us we're not enough. So you might as well do the work you know is true. You know what you know. Trust it. At the conference, Priya's voice shook as she began. But as she told the patient's story, presented the data, her voice steadied. She was telling the truth. I'm not suggesting we abandon conventional medicine, she said. I'm suggesting we remember what medicine has always been. The art of healing, not just treating. Healing requires presence, compassion, and humility to honor what we don't yet understand. After silence came applause. A senior physician approached. That was brave. Keep going. Priya opened an integrative practice. Small at first, but word spread. She hired therapists, acupuncturists, yoga instructors. She trained young physicians who felt the same incompleteness. Years later, speaking at her old medical school, she told students, "Some of you will feel called to something different. You'll have knowing that doesn't fit in textbooks. Trust it. Your knowing is real. Medicine needs it." A young woman approached after. "How did you trust yourself when everyone said you were wrong?" Priya smiled, remembering Amma. "I didn't always know. But not trying felt worse than failing. And there were people who needed what I had to offer." As you rest, know this. You too have a knowing. Beneath all the voices telling you who you should be, there's a quiet voice that knows your truth. You don't need permission to honor what you know. You don't need credentials to trust your intuition. You don't need approval to become who you already are. The path won't always be easy. But every woman who trusted her knowing before you made your path easier. And every time you honor your truth, you make it easier for those who follow. That lineage runs through you. That strength is in you. That knowing is yours. Rest now, healer. Rest now, keeper of ancient wisdom and new possibilities. Tomorrow you'll continue becoming, trusting, honoring what you know. You are not too much. Your knowing is not foolish. You are exactly what the world needs. Sleep well, wise one. Your knowing is real. Your path is yours. Your becoming is magnificent.